What's up, vlog? This week we're focusing on micro content. So it's a lot of just tips and tricks on how to better build your brand or business, or for amateurs like myself out there who are just starting to get into the real world. Hopefully, a lot of tips and things like that that can help you through your futures and get that future job that you always wanted. Yeah, let us know if this was useful at all, and maybe we'll do it again. All right, enjoy.
I always forget it. So one thing about the Ronin, it's nice that it's stable, but if you are stable with your motion, so I could be going like right here, just casually just doing it, but I was a marching band for years, so you have the heel toe kind of stuff, and doing that adds just another extra level of preciseness and stabilization. So a nice slow process with it. Maybe it's not necessary, but I always find that helps me keep my center of gravity and keep my balance when getting some nice clean Ronin shots. And you don't often run the risk of having some wonky shots, because even though the Ronin is stabilized, I mean, you still have the lateral movements, every which way. So if you're not precise about it, you're still going to get, some not ideal shots. So just a pro tip. Yeah.
When you're looking at interns, are you looking for someone with more experience, or are you okay with like teaching them stuff?
It's helpful if they at least know how to use a camera, and they understand the software. They may not be fluent or super fast with the software, which that's what we try to teach, because we try to keep a weekly schedule with our vlog, so it kind of forces the intern to find ways to get faster with the software. They may not be, we tell them every time, like they always spend a lot of time on that first episode, and we're like, it doesn't have to be perfect on the first time. If it's perfect on the first time, you have nowhere to grow. So we're always looking for those people that at least can come in and have a general idea of how to use the equipment, and then those skills can be refined through the process of the internship. Over a year ago, Tristan started, and around that time was the very first time we went out and shot, and it was for Grand Fondo. We wanted to get some aerial shots of the bike race. We took this out. The connection was horrible. We couldn't fly more than like 50 feet away from us before the video feed started dropping out. And so we determined after quite a while that it was an issue with the controller. So we got a new controller. And then like 2 weeks after we got the new controller, the gimbal stopped powering up, and it's been 4 months since I've messed with it because I just haven't had time. And today we finally had Ben come over, take a look at it. He noticed that one of the pins was bent on the board of it, and he bent that back, plugged it all in, and it went fine. Still not, it's a Band-Aid at this point, I think. But we're gonna take it out and we're gonna see if it works. The only other downside is that we're both gonna have to use the same device for video feed, because DJI doesn't know how to update their apps for Android 10. The only phone that this device is working, or that the app is working on, is a really old Note 5 that I haven't updated to Android 10. I don't even know if there's an update for it yet. I think it's only for Pixel phones. So anyway, the app wants to update, and I'm not gonna update the app because that'll probably break it. But that's what we have for an option. I'm gonna kind of look over his shoulder. For the most part, I'm gonna be watching the drone though, because you have to keep visual line of sight anyway. So I don't really need it. I just need it to make sure all my settings are right and everything looks good.
I always like to watch my takes back on playback, especially when we're dealing with something that has potentially high exposure levels, because we use zebras on the cameras to read where things might be slightly overexposed, and so you don't actually get like very good visual look of how the footage is going to look unless you play it back. So something I like to do, just to show you. So if you come take a look at the monitor here, so see those windows right there? Those are the coveted zebras. So that means I think on this camera it's reading those at about 90 IRE, which is I don't even know what it means, but it's some sort of fancy term for light measurement or something like that. And basically when we go to color grade this, that will read that information on the Lumetri scopes, or I don't even know. I don't know the technical names. I just see the visuals and like, okay, I click on here and I know how to read it basically. But that's going to indicate that that specific part of the image registers at over 90 or around 90 IRE, which means it might be slightly overexposed. But the other fun thing is windows are a thing. Windows create natural light in the room, which can confuse sort of your eye and the camera because you might not necessarily know what to expose for. So generally speaking, we always expose for the interior of the room, and a lot of times that means the windows are going to get blown out. But if I'm filming inside, more often than not, I'm not going to care about what's outside the windows. So if they kind of bloom out and are white, that's perfectly fine for us. That's especially handy on house tours or any sort of interior shooting where we're shooting with windows in the background. Just not really worrying about, exposing for those as much. So
Getting some new signage today. Last year we kind of did a bit of a rebrand, added some colors to our brand and all that good stuff, and the sign over there does not really represent the new look that we've had, and it was time to update it, so that's what we're doing right now. It's done. What do you think, vlog? Match a little better?
took a couple.
And he cuts out the sign. Oh.
RIP our old sign. F's in the chat.